Hello to everyone. This presentation is related to the incidence of common leg problems and bone development in broilers reared under commercial conditions in the presence or absence of phytase in the diet. Leg disorders in broilers can be caused by an imbalance of lack of nutrients, environmental conditions that cause stress, and even mechanical trauma, especially in animals with fast growth rates. The mortality rate in the US is estimated to be almost 3 to 5%, and leg issues represent almost 60% of the total mortality. However, myvalgus issues could be between 15 and 40%. On the nutritional side, calcium and phosphorus levels and their interactions with phytase use has been studied in broiler diets. In recent years, the use of phytase in superdosing has demonstrated to enhance broiler performance, eliminating more sterile phytase and providing an extra phosphoric effect. This level of phytase will release calcium and phosphorus beyond the standard 500 FTU dose. However, when standard dosing of phytase is used, mixing an enzyme recovery post-pelleting is eventually a concern under commercial conditions. Consequently, the objective of this study was to evaluate leg health and bone development in raw 708 broilers fed with or without phytase to 28 days of age under commercial conditions. In this evaluation, 8 commercial farms were selected and divided into 2 groups with 4 farms each. The first group was supplemented with phytase at 1500 FTU per kilogram with phosphorus and calcium release of 0.15 and 0.17% respectively. In the second group, no phytase was supplemented and an equivalent amount of inorganic phosphorus and calcium was added as monodicalcium phosphate and limestone. Chickens were fed corn, soybean meal, pre-starter and starter diets. In data collection, at 28 days of age, 25 chickens per house were selected to evaluate angulation deformities, footpad dermatitis, and hookworms with the probability to occur between 0 and 1. Furthermore, tibial relative asymmetry, relative weight, breaking strength, thickness, and Nash content were evaluated in 4 chickens per house. Finally, femur dyschondroplasia was evaluated in 6 chickens per farm. All data were analyzed in a completely randomized design using a one-way ANOVA with houses nested within farms and farms nested within dietary treatments to evaluate the inclusion of phytase into each farm or house. Mean separation was conducted using a T-student test in John Pro 14. In the results, no effects of phytase were detected on angular deformities, footpad dermatitis, and hookworms. However, valgus was the main angulation deformity with an average incidence of 43%. Contrary to this, significant effects of farm nested within treatment were observed. The results on valgus incidence and footpad dermatitis suggested that farm factors such as cheat quality, farm management, and house environment had important effects on leg issues. Inclusion of phytase in the pre-starter and starter diets enhanced dry bone weight, ash content, and all biomechanical parameters of breaking strength compared to diets with inorganic phosphorus only. These findings indicated better bone mineralization and stronger bones in broiler-fed diets with higher levels of phytase than those of chicken-fed diets with inorganic phosphate. Differences on tibia thickness were not related to dietary treatment, but effects due to farms or chicken quality were detected. Within the group without phytase and only inorganic phosphate, farms 3 and 4 presented the lowest and highest values for tibia thickness respectively. And no significant effects of phytase nor farm nested within treatment were found on tibial relative asymmetry and relative weight. In summary, phytase supplementation did not significantly affect leg problems but improved bone mineralization, tibia strength, dry bone weight, and Nash content. And the incidence of leg problems such as valgus and footpad dermatitis were more associated with farm condition or cheat quality that cannot be differentiated in this commercial experiment. Thank you for your interest in watching this presentation.